All right, so you want to start off trading futures here in 2025. I'm going to give you just a simple guide that may help you, kind of point you in the right direction. Is there any particular secret to actually trading? That just depends. Yes and no. I would really say there's no hidden secret because it all boils down to concept. And that being number one, market structure. You have to understand what is going on in the market, all right? And that is understanding higher highs, higher lows, and lower highs. But the infamous pivotal switches in the market or changes where the market can shift from a bullish to a bearish direction, and that can happen at any given time, okay? But there are signs in which, patterns in which we can actually detect or stay mindful of on our charts when we see certain things happen. And I talk about that in lots of videos about, what most traders will say, head and shoulders or inverted head and shoulder type setups to where the market may be breaking down from a bullish trend to the upside, and then it starts to take out maybe a left shoulder, basically creating a low, a lower high, and then a new low, but taking out structure on both sides, meaning to the left, taking out buyers, and here, taking out buyers as well. Now, maybe you have a goal to move over or shift from your full-time job, and you really want to trade full-time for a living now, and you have a goal of making a 5-figure income monthly. All right, can you do that? Yes, you can. I trade the E-mini futures. Those that trade the micros, I do talk about if you have or limited funds or smaller size accounts, you can simply compound and grow that account. I'm not guaranteeing that you can do it and make 5 figures a month in doing so, but it all depends. I mean, it all depends on how much you really understand the market, how much you are really able to read the market, and how consistent you can be in trading, because consistency is going to lead to profitability. But the number one thing that you really need to hone in on and focus on that no one can teach someone else is how disciplined are you as a person, okay? How patient are you, or can you be, all right? Or are you in your real life? Because that's going to be a determining factor when you sit in front of these charts and try to figure out, okay, I'm sitting in front of the charts, what's going on? And you get into a trade where the market is bullish on a higher base chart and you trading against it, meaning bearish on a lower base chart. You've got to understand the number one thing: follow suit with whatever's going on the higher base chart. If it's bullish, then trade on your lower base charts going bullish too. Meaning, if you trade supply and demand and the market is bullish, and like for me, I'm marking up. I like to choose and figure out which zones, if the market is making higher highs and higher lows. My first and number one thing that I do is mark off my higher base chart with a demand setup if we're bullish to the upside, okay? So I'm blocking off that zone. And once I've identified that zone, then that's when I use the rest of the strategy that I talk about here on the channel so much. Moving down to your lower base chart, and whatever that may consist of, whatever that may be, if it's a 5-minute chart, if it's a 24 range chart, if it's a 20 range chart, or a 12 range chart, whatever it may be, okay? But you may have to kind of I guess tweak things in a little bit when it comes to and figure things out as far as your own edge with different markets, because you can't, I'm not going to say you can't, but I solely like to use certain charts when it comes to trading certain markets. Okay, like the NASDAQ, I'm using my higher base to figure out the direction, the 120, and then my 24 range to take trades in the direction of what's going on the higher base chart, okay? And just as a quick reference, say for example, the market shifts. You see this right here? We have this pivotal point right here. What do you see? You have a head, left shoulder, and a right shoulder, right? The market's making these lows. First attempt breaks this area of this low right here, okay? And that's what you want to be able to identify when it comes to breaks of structure, because I'm looking for trades where the market has broken an area of structure, and then identifying the zone where, or within the swing, which caused the break of structure, okay? I'll say it like that. So like right here, this was a push up. So I'm looking for decent highs or clear highs or significant highs first, and then where there's a clear low being made, okay? A clear high, clear low, and then we break structure to the upside. So this is a demand area right here. That's why when the market came back here, I traded off the zone last week, and I posted that trade over on the Discord, and it reacted off the zone and pushed to the upside. Same thing here. But what we see here taking place is the market making a low, so it broke below this clear area of structure here, okay? Because this was a low, a prior low, made a high, so now we got a head. It makes a low right here where it's attempting to make a right shoulder. So left shoulder, right, a head, and right shoulder. It's giving that pattern, a head and shoulder type pattern, to where the market where that's a clear pattern where the market likes to form and give you a sign for a reversal. So you got a low, lower high, breaking structure lower. So why? Aggressive selling. So you got a clear low followed up with a pullback, okay, here, where it's a clear high, but then you break structure below this area, so you're taking out a low. So it's breaking structure. The demands, at this point, when we're going from a bullish to a bearish standpoint in the market, then we have a supply area resting right here. So the market didn't come back and test this area here or tap into it. Had it tapped into that area, I would be doing what most of you guys already know. Following structure, marking up the zone, the higher base chart first, you mark the zone up, and then you move over to what? The lower base chart. I talk about the strategy a million times over here on the channel, okay? I'm just kind of being a little facetious, but there's so much video content to breaking down the strategy, video after video after video. And to anyone that wants to dig a little bit deeper and gather the trade breakdowns, those are trades where I posted over on our Discord community, okay? The Discord is free if you want to join. It's down in the description portion of the video, so to scroll down some point or towards the close of the video, you'll find the link down there. The first link is the Discord. The second one is to become an elite channel supporter, okay? That's where I give you the trade breakdowns, okay? Where I'm breaking things down, basically the meat and potatoes behind everything in reference to my mindset or my mind, what I was thinking, the thought process that went into the trades that I posted over on the Discord, so that you can understand these type of trades, so you can go back and, back test them and trade them yourself if you can find setups, similar to. It's pretty easy, but it becomes easier, I should say, the more you spend time on the charts. The strategy is easy. It's cut, dry. It's clear cut, okay? All right, because all you're doing is finding the overall direction, being able to understand market structure, and then identifying, all right, we're bullish, I'm looking for demand setups. All right, mark off my demand zone on the higher base chart. Once I've got that, I'm moving down to the lower base chart, waiting patiently for it to tap into that higher base zone that I marked up first, and then seeing if I can find a smaller zone on my lower base chart within the higher base zone. Simple as that, okay? And I talk about that strategy in great detail time and time again, all right? So when we get the shift going to the downside here, and this is how you can build up your account over time, but this is also how anyone who is interested in becoming a full-time futures trader, and I'm showing you how you can make 5 figures a month, because it doesn't take that much to actually make that. Now, trading the E-mini futures, you can get there, definitely so. You can do that by simply making $500 a day. I talk about that over and over again here on the channel. Just as an example right here. Let's say you have the capital to trade 2 E-mini contracts or 2 ES contracts. But we're going to talk about the trading 2 E-mini NASDAQ contracts, okay? And you just aiming for 20 points a day, okay? And that's fairly easy to get. I mean, you can get it on two trades at 10 points a pop. Or on one trade, if you can pick up 20 points straight. So 20 points, that's actually 40. I'm sorry, guys. 20 points times 4, because 4 ticks in every point on the NASDAQ. Say, for example, that's 80 ticks. And then the tick value on the NASDAQ is $5 a tick, right? So in one contract, you can make $400 a day, or on 2 contracts, that's $800 a day. Times 5 days a week, so that's going to be $4,000 a week, right? Times 4 weeks, really like 4.3 on average annually. But say 4 weeks, times 4, that's $16,000 a month right there, right? I'm just showing you that it's possible to be able to do so by aiming for 20 points if you're trading the E-minis, okay? Now, with trading the micros, it's going to be a little bit more difficult because of the tick value size, unless you're trading multiple lots. I'm saying multiple lots, bumping up and trading micros, okay? Start off with a small account, please. That's going to be a little bit tougher trying to get to a 5-figure income monthly, unless if those are out there trading prop firms and you have multiple accounts to where you're using the trade copiers. Let's say you got 5, maybe 10 accounts, and you're trade copying those accounts, together to where you may be making $200 a pop or $100 a pop, off of those accounts, 5 or 10 accounts, whatever the case is, and you get your points on a point basis. So you're making basically $100 account, but you're trade copying on that, I guess one trade you make, and then you trade copying that one trade against those 5 or 10 accounts. That accrues pretty quickly as well. But I don't trade prop firms, guys, and I'm not bashing any particular body who does or anything. You have to find your own edge within these markets. And a lot of people trade props because they're trying to build capital, but to move over to their personal accounts or open up a brokerage account, personal account. I always talk about that. Whatever you're making from the props, guys, or firms, please put aside a certain amount and then start pushing money over into your personal account, okay? And then I guess if you want to, you can trade both the prop firm and your personal account to keep things rolling, okay? I think, but most people, their biggest problem is trying to really keep that prop account, because I know it's a cycle unless you really know what you're doing. You know, some people, they pass them and then they lose and they pass them. I know it's a vicious cycle, but once, I believe, if you truly know what you're doing, you can definitely lock in. And those accounts, you should have no problem blowing those accounts at all. You should have them, stick with them, and start building those accounts up as well. And then start moving money over to your personal account. But it's definitely doable. I'm telling you that right now, to make a 5-figure income salary trading the E-mini futures and the micros. Again, it just depending on how many contracts and what your strategy is going about being able to do so. Okay. But basically, I just wanted to show you, because the biggest thing that you really need to master and conquer here is going to be structure. Structure is extremely important, and you have to. The reason why is because you have to depict the overall direction so you know which way to trade. Like, once I see this pivotal point right here in the market where the market is breaking structure lower, I'm looking no longer for longs. I'm looking for for shorts, not buys. For shorts to the downside, because we're taking out structure to the downside, making low, lower, high. Significant selling to the downside right here. This is a new low pullback. Yes, this is a demand area because it's aggressive buying here, but there's no breaker structure really right here, unless you want to, unless off of this swing right here, no. But where it broke this low right here, yes, it broke a low right here, so it did take out an area structure right here. So this is a supply zone right here, in which you can look for a pullback to go short. Some people probably took this on Friday. This is a good pullback to this area right here, because there was aggressive selling coming off this supply area where it took out an area or this low right here, prior to, what was making a run to the upside. So that is the key to it all, is being able to read the market. Basically, the secret to being able to trade is understanding the flow of the market, understanding and being able to restructure within the market so that you know which way to actually trade, okay? And then you could go about, even as a beginner, if you can master market structure, I talk about that so much, you are more than 90% of the way there. The rest of it is just devising or coming up or using a strategy that someone else already has and putting it into play. That's it. Okay, plug and play. All right, but that's all I want to share with you guys. Again, anyone who's interested in becoming a Discord member and joining, the Discord for free, is down in the link. If you want to become an elite channel supporter where you're getting the tons of trade breakdowns, where I break down trade after trade after trade, as if you're sitting right next to me, talking about stop loss placement, profit target areas, just as well as you receive the video playlist and an excellent video that I cover in reference to market structure for anyone struggling with that. The link is down below. It's only $6.99 a month. Most people spend more than that a day. Okay, I'm talking because you may spend that on a price of coffee daily. So maybe you're spending $50, $60 on coffee a week. We're talking about something that could be game changing for you only for $6.99 a month. If it doesn't work for you, cut it, move on. All you're doing to support my efforts is not only a trader, but a content creator. And I'm here to try to help people along, okay? Outside of that, that's all I have, guys. I appreciate everyone tuning in. If you're not a current subscriber, please take the time to subscribe to the channel by clicking on the sub button. Make sure to turn your post notifications on so you don't miss any of the uploaded content here. And last but not least, if you could do me this biggest favor right now, click that thumbs up button, that like button. I greatly appreciate it. Take care and have a great rest of your weekend.